We're preparing for life. We are now streaming. Get my hair. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Anita. Look who we have. Anita's becoming a regular.
Uh-oh.
She's like, oh. Well, wake up. Welcome to Wake Up with Toastmasters. And I am Jennifer Smith, the Public Relations Manager for our district. And I will do that right now. Jennifer Smith for our District D115. And this is Anita, and you have seen her, and she is a Toastmasters member, and she has been a Toastmasters for a few years now. How many years, Anita?
Oh, well, let's see. I joined in 1995, I believe.
Oh my goodness, just a few years.
But I was very active for about 8 years, and then I had to take a hiatus because my schedule changed. I couldn't fit it in, but I did other things in the same time during that time. And then I came back in 2017, and I'm still here.
Nice. Yeah. It's great to have members who are dedicated and committed to Toastmasters and to their own personal growth. And one of the reasons why we're on the show every morning, whether it be Jean and Jean or Ken and Phyllis, is because of the fact that we believe in the Toastmasters and we would want to share it. And this is our way of making sure that it is not a secret. My greatest slogan is saying, don't keep Toastmasters a secret. So if you're out there and you want to know a little bit more about Toastmasters, definitely put in the comments, I want to know more, because we can tell you more. The show is designed to actually have members come on and talk about their journey, because every member is different. And if you are a member and you want to share your journey, your amazing journey with Toastmasters, make sure you also comment or get with Ken Richardson, and he can put you on the books for the schedule. So today we are talking about our incentive, Toastmasters International and the district's incentive contest, which is Talk Up Toastmasters. I have encouraged, as the public relations manager, I have encouraged all of our clubs, presidents, and VPPR to go out and talk up Toastmasters in certain ways. And one of the ways that I have encouraged them is one of the ways that I've encouraged them is to come on Talk Up with Toastmasters. I'm like, wait, did I do that? And talk about the journey, because the incentive is not keep Toastmasters a secret, right? Don't tell anybody, don't tell your friends, don't tell your social media followers. It is definitely talk up Toastmasters. So everywhere you go, if you're out and you're shopping, you talk up Toastmasters. You talk up Toastmasters to your coworkers. You talk up Toastmasters to your managers. You talk up Toastmasters to your family and friends. Talk up Toastmasters to your other Toastmaster friends, right? So you just talk up Toastmasters. 60 days, we are encouraging you. The district actually encouraged you to talk for 90 days, but we have encouraged you to talk for 60 days for the Toastmasters International, all about Toastmasters. So how do we talk it up, right? Because some people, believe it or not, I don't know if there's any statistics to this, but do you believe, Anita, that most of our Toastmasters are introverts?
Yes.
I cannot believe how shy everybody is. I know it's a personal growth. I know it's to get you out of your comfort shell, but my goodness, I want to see some extroverts out there for our members to come on this show and talk.
Well, I can talk.
You can talk. Not at 6 a.m., but you can talk.
Well, at 6 a.m., I always say I'm the baritone at 6 a.m. a.m. Can't even say N.
Yeah.
No, yeah, I think most people who join Toastmasters are introverts working to get out of being an introvert.
True. That is very, very true.
So
But
if you are an introvert, come on down so we can, shake some of that dust off of you.
what a perfect way. I love the way you say that. What a perfect way, though, to practice and get out of that. I'm trying to share while I'm talking, to get out of that shell, right? To come on to Wake Up with Toastmasters, because first of all, we're doing the one-on-one talking because we see each other. We're talking one-on-one, but we are actually talking to millions of people. I'm sure that scares people. Go ahead.
Point to consider, and it's what I tell people often, and that is, when an introvert, you're shy and you're afraid to give a speech or stand up in front of people and say something. I like to tell people that when you get up in front of people to say something, basically you're talking to one person and you're sharing your information. You're not giving a speech.
Yeah.
You're sharing information that you have that they may not know about.
You know what? That is a great way to look at it. Instead of giving a speech or giving a presentation, you're just having a one-on-one conversation. I do miss Peter would always give me the evaluation. So I do miss the one-on-one, or not the one-on-one, but in-person meetings, because of the fact that we had to walk the stage or the area. And one of the evaluations would always be, you need to talk. If you don't want to make the eye contact, just make the eye contact with one person. But you have to have 3 people, right, to work the room to have that eye contact with. So then you can get over that anxiety, right? You have 3 friends in the audience. So, hey, if you have 3 friends, that'll be 4 of you to come into a meeting, and then you each have your eye points, where you're going to look at when you're giving your presentation.
Right.
Yeah. So, but we definitely are sharing our information. There's so much about when we do our presentations or we're listening to others doing the presentations, so much that we actually learn when we are listening. So another thing to do is to get out of your shell and learn something new. Besides the fact that you're learning something new with Toastmasters, you're learning something new about what somebody does for a living or did for a living, what their activities are, because guess what? We're not all the same. And it's great that we're not all the same, and we get to learn from each other. That's what I put in my district. What is it? What do I want to be? Division director's bio. They're like, well, why do you want to be a division director? Because we're not all the same. And I just want to bring it all out, So to find out more about people, right. That's the reason why. So
find out about people, as you said, what they do, what they've done, how they feel about things, what's happened to them, and how did they feel about that?
Yeah.
It's amazing. I've learned so much just from listening.
Yeah.
See these 2 ears?
That's why
I'm surprised they're not bigger. But that's where I learned. I learned by listening to people and watching what they do and say. Oh my goodness. Yes, you watch what they say.
Yeah.
That sounds wrong, doesn't it?
But we do, because we're watching, like the words are coming out of their mouths,
Right.
Maybe that's why we have closed caption now, so that we can watch what they say.
Good point.
Well, another reason why so all of you introverts out there, come and share your information about your journey with Toastmasters and talk it up. But another way for the extroverts out there is video. You will hopefully, for the audience out there, will be able to start seeing a little bit more of our extrovert Toastmaster members and their spotlighting their fellow members or talking about the theme of their meetings or talking about what they learned. I am so hoping that they follow that lead of video, because videos, when we are replayed on the videos are actually in caption. So you don't actually have to listen anymore. You can just watch the words that pop up the screen because we're watching what people are saying. But for the extroverts or people that have gained that confidence, when we do a video, and even if you don't have confidence, we can do a video, 30-second commercial, and talk about your journey and talk about what you learned in your meeting, what you learned from your fellow Toastmasters, talk about your favorite table topic. Just talk in video. And when you're sharing it on a video, remember, you're just talking to your friend of saying, you know what, I went to Toastmasters today. Today I learned about what did I learn about? I learned about why the sky is blue. Have you ever wondered why the sky is blue? Well, I learned from my fellow Toastmaster. Next time, if you want to learn why the sky is blue, come to our Toastmasters meeting, and maybe you might learn something different that you might want to share. That wasn't even 30 seconds. Was that 30 seconds? No. And you're talking to a friend. Right. Video it, post it on your social media feed. I am such a big advocate of that, and nobody does it. This is our new world, right? 2 years we have been strictly on this square and
rectangle.
Yes, rectangle, square. Well, I guess it is a rectangle because the square is even. Learning my little geometry. And this is our way of life. I know I went to the hockey game last night and everybody's still out and about, but when it comes to professional settings and still having conversations, I think this is probably the reason why people are more anxious to get out. We're still in our little rectangle. We're still, on video because people are still, especially corporations, are still taking precautions about meeting face to face. So if we're here, we need to take advantage of the technology that we have. Don't be afraid of the technology and learn it. And actually, the technology was here before the pandemic, right? Actually, the month before we went on the pandemic, I was on a mission to do a hybrid meeting, to be able to recruit people from different areas. And that was definitely my mission because I thought that maybe we would be able to get more members that way. But now I think that we have the Zoom fatigue. It's a little bit difficult to get it. Who wants to be on another one? I can be on Zoom all day long. So, or some sort of video. I do, even at work, right. My assistant is in Idaho. I'm like, can you come on camera, please?
I want to see you.
Yes, I want to see you. I want you to be like, you are right here with me. She hates it, but I do. I'm like, come on camera. I don't want to talk to you on the phone. I want to see your face. So, the technology was here. And you hear about everybody's getting the Zoom fatigue or they're tired. They want to meet people. People are meeting people face to face anyway. But we need to take advantage of this technology where the world is getting smaller. And as I said, my assistant is in Idaho. How long ago were we able to work like that and to function and to share our screen and to show how to do this while she's watching on her screen and it's happening? It's the world's getting smaller and we should be able to take advantage of that. And what a great way to learn, right? Another Toastmaster thing is to learn how to do certain things in a safe environment. And then you can take it back to your work environment and say, look what I learned, right?
Exactly.
I did a game night at work. I'm like, look what I learned. I learned this at Toastmasters, right? We do a breakout room, we have disco room, or a dance room, aging myself, a dance room, we have a social room, we have a game night, we have scavenger. And I learned that all from Toastmasters, and it was a hit. The one thing that I added was that we had beverages and snacks dropped off to our coworkers.
Oh,
So that it
nice.
was more social. And that was about a year ago. But so then it was more social, that we were having, peanuts and popcorn and drinks, and their families were involved, and it was fun. So that was one of the things. So
Oh, pizza night would be great.
yeah.
Send the pizza to my house.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, or else I can have one delivered to my house, either way.
Yeah, exactly. So, but it's things that
excuse me, sorry.
No worries. It's things that we actually learn in a different environment, because again, where everybody is having that same thinking, right? It's the same thinking, but in Toastmasters, we are brainstorming. We then come together with something, and then we present or share that something. So and for those of you who are in corporate America, what a great way to break up, right, the monotony of doing the same thing over and over and learning something new. Would you agree?
Yeah, learning something new that you can use. I mean, we are constantly learning how to be leaders, and there's so many facets of leadership. It's amazing when you stop to think about what leadership entails. Let's take it back to a mom.
Mm-hmm.
How many points of leadership does a mom go through?
Yeah, all day long. Right?
All day long. And you have a minute audience, meaning they're shorter than 3 feet sometimes. But with Toastmasters, we have a larger audience. We have an adult audience. There's one fellow, at least one, maybe two, that said he could not have raised his kids without Toastmasters.
Mm-hmm.
Because we have something, you give a speech and you get an evaluation. It's a 5-minute speech and you get an evaluation. And the evaluator gives their opinion about what they liked and maybe what you could have done, in their opinion, to improve your presentation, not the content specifically, but the presentation. And then end up with some sort of an encouraging or remark or a challenge for you to do something better. Now, isn't that how we correct our kids?
Yeah, that's how we should correct our kids.
Yeah,
if you haven't learned that skill, come to Toastmasters.
Put the paddles away. The paddles are only good for EMTs.
Yep. If you haven't learned it, we will teach you how to learn it. And another one, I had a fellow Toastmaster who actually joined so that she can communicate with her husband better. Yeah. So
the best conversations a husband and wife have could be between 5 and 7 minutes.
Yeah.
As long as it's organized. You have to have the conversation organized, just like a speech. So yeah, we're practicing that all the time. We get the beginning and the middle and the end, and I can't tell you which is more important. It's all important.
Yes, all of the sections. But yeah, so people join for different reasons. You hear about the interviews, you hear about looking down at your feeds, you hear of wanting to run for an office, and so everybody has their reasons why. to join Toastmasters. Everyone always tells me, oh, you speak really good in front of people, but I want to be better, right? I don't want to be, I'm sure, even still to this point, I think it's been 3 years with Toastmasters that I could perform and when I do speak and do presentations, it's a performance. When I perform, then I could have better skills. And I actually take my evaluations, and when I speak, I take that on. And I'm like, oh yeah, I remember I'm doing this. I need to stop. Because
and the
when
amazing thing, I'm sorry.
Sorry.
The amazing thing about having it on video, if you video your speech, if you tape your speech while you give it, now we have the option of recording. So Zoom is multifaceted also.
Yeah.
But the good thing about it is you'll see yourself do things on video that you didn't know you were doing. Like there's one gal that said, oh, I couldn't realize how often I just touched my face while I'm talking, I didn't know that until I saw myself on video. I learned something about myself on videos. I've been accused of having a transparent face. So when you're speaking to me and you're looking at my face will tell you how I'm receiving you. And sometimes it can be embarrassing because I'll maybe make a gesture with my face. See this little wrinkle here? These things don't come naturally. They're practiced. But that doesn't mean I'm mad at you. That means I'm considering what you're saying. But it looks like I'm mad. When I look at you like this, really? That's the way it goes. Wow, that's really great. But while I'm doing that, it looks like I'm angry. So I saw that I was doing that on Zoom. I said, wow, that looks like I'm angry. I'm not angry. So I learned not to do that because I'm not angry.
It is funny to watch your lines disappear by the expressions that you're doing. That's kind of funny. Well, I'm gonna have to pay attention to that. Alnita, are you paying attention to me? I don't see your lines.
Well, I'm paying attention, but my face isn't looking like I'm unhappy with what you're saying.
Yeah.
And it's a gesture that my particular face comes into, and I don't know where. It's like somebody raises their eyebrows and says, really? But it's just interesting. And you learn things about yourself. And then you say, oh, I guess I should correct that. I should look like I'm angry when I'm not angry. Now, if I'm angry, then you know about it.
Yeah. I tell people all the time about for social media, when we're talking about videos and watching, usually I tell people to take the video and then just walk away. Don't look at it, because you're going to sit and critique yourself all day long and look. And I try not to. I wish that I can't see my rectangle, because I'm always looking at me going, oh, what do I look like? What do I, how do I sound? And so I wish that when I am on video, I wish I can just hide my face so I'm not looking at it. I'm sure there's probably a way to do that, because, things that we learn on Zoom, because then I'm actually looking at me and not at the audience. So that's what they tell me. My eye contact with my audience is really bad.
I don't always do the eye contact correctly either, because right now I'm looking at you and you're up above my rectangle. And if I was looking at the camera, I would be looking like this, and you could see the difference.
Yeah.
Right now I'm looking at the camera, and I'm not looking at you or me.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at the camera, so I'm looking straight ahead.
Yeah.
But because we are so social, my indication or my reaction would be to look up at you.
Yeah.
And now you see that I'm not looking at the camera, but I'm looking at you.
Yeah. I remember Darren LaCroix, I think it was one of our meetings, was saying that, because once it was March, April, May, it was 2020. and he gave us a lot of good points on how to work the camera. And he did a really good job at that. And I still am not good at it. But I know what to do. I am not good at it.
Yeah, I just want to mention briefly, we're talking about Talk Up Toastmasters. I want to say this before we get off the air. I was at the bank yesterday. I had to make a stop at the bank, and I was in line. And I started talking with this young man. I just said, I complimented his jacket. I went, "That's a really nice jacket. Is that where you work?" And he started talking to me. He was a very dynamic person, younger gentleman, and talked with me, made eye contact with me. And we started talking just for a moment. We were only in line for a short time. Well, I want you to know that I got out of line first. I finished my business quickly. I didn't have that much money to make, so I was out of there. I waited for him. And I asked him what he did. He said he was an entrepreneur, and he started chatting about what he did. I said, "Oh my goodness, have you ever heard of Toastmasters?" "No, what's that?" I said, "Well, it's not the company where they sell you a little contraption where you make toast in the morning. It is a speaking club, international speaking club." And I gave him my 1 minute, what do they call it? Elevators.
Commercial.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And told him where to look it up, how to look it up, told him about a couple of meetings I go to, different clubs. And we have them all over the city. We have them in the morning, early in the morning, as you know, because you belong to an early morning club. I belong to an afternoon club, a couple of evening clubs, and this sort of thing. So, and I said, just look it up. I said, you don't have to take my word for it. I'm going to invite you to my club, and you're perfectly welcome to do that. And I gave you my information. I said, but look it up on international. Look it up on Zoom, not Zoom, Google. And you will find out all about Toastmasters. And I said, I think you would be a good prospect for becoming a Toastmasters member.
Yes.
Just to help the presentation that
just
you do.
Like
because
that.
I said, you do the presentation, you speak very well of what you do. We can help you do it better.
Yeah.
And it doesn't cost that much. It doesn't cost. I'm in a bank. Okay. I took all my money out. It doesn't cost that much.
$10 a month.
Let's do it.
Anita, that was a great way to talk up Toastmasters. And I tell people, when you're at the grocery store, you're at the bank, you're in the department store, you're waiting at DMV, strike up a conversation. Do not be an introvert, be an extrovert, and don't keep Toastmasters a secret. And you did that's a great example of how you have a conversation with somebody. About Toastmasters. All right. On that note, it is 6:30. It is time to go. How time flies. Sometimes I'm like, oh my gosh, it's so early. I don't want to do this. But then it just comes and goes.
We have fun. And what did Mr. Smedley, who is the founder of Toastmasters? Yeah. You learn more while you're having fun.
That's right. Right there.
And it's not just for kids. I mean, we're not Sesame Street, but we have fun.
We do
during our meetings. Yeah.
Goes by really, really quick. All right. Well, I have to head out. I get to work or get ready for work. So thank you again for popping in and being my co-host. You are an amazing co-host because you always give such amazing insights on being a Toastmaster and just how to talk it up. And I hope to see you again. And if anybody wants to be a guest, any of our members, anybody has any questions about Toastmasters, just make sure you comment. And then when you comment, like, and share so we can get our word out there. So it is Wednesday. I hope you all have a great Wednesday, great day, and we'll talk to you next week. Bye.
Ciao.
Ciao. Let's see if we can.